Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of In-Depth Angling. Today I'm out here showing you guys a bait that I like to use, and I use a lot during the springtime for spawning bass and post-spawn bass. When fish are up shallow, they're protecting nest, or they're going and they're looking for bait fish right after they get done spawning, trying to feed back up and just recoup after that spawning process that beats those fish up when they're up shallow. This is a bait that I use to basically set off a fry garter or a female that's on a bed. And it's something you can use to basically just pause right there in front of it, and that's the Rebel Pop-R. It's also a good imitator of shad as they pop against the surface. If we have a shad spawn going on like we do a lot of times during the same time the bass are spawning out on Lake of the Ozarks and surrounding Missouri area lakes, as well as bluegill when they're coming up and they're surfacing and they're feeding on bugs. You guys have seen it all over the place. If you're fishing up shallow throughout the whole summer, you'll see bluegill come up and rise just like a trout would and eat bugs off the surface. And those poppers really imitate those fish that are coming up and smacking the surface like that, whether it be a shad popping or a bluegill popping on the surface. And you're just trying to make a lot of commotion and get up shallow where those fish are sitting, and they'll come out and attack that thing. This thing is something that works really well in low light conditions, especially days like what I have here today is a cloudy, overcast sky overhead, and low light conditions like in the evening or early morning at sunrise, sunset. Good fish. Nice. Just crushed that popper all across his face right there. I have a link in the description to this specific popper down below. This is a bone color, and it'll be linked in the description below in the video. But that's a nice quality fish right there, probably close to 17 inch, and healthy largemouth bass. Get him back in the water and keep showing you guys a little bit more about this bait. I'm working that thing as I'm just letting that thing go out, pop it, let it sit. I'm not moving my hand on that reel just to reel up the slack so I can twitch that rod tip again. And that tip of that rod is how I'm working this, and I'm not looking to pull it long. I'm just giving it short twitches to make that popper go. And you want that thing to really suction cup out on that water, be either spitting the water out or cupping it really good, making kind of a bubble around your bait. It's going to give it that really nice popping action. I do recommend throwing this on braided line. I have this rigged up on my spinning rod for bass right now with 30-pound braid. You can use this on a bait caster just as well and easily. If you throw one of the smaller versions of the Pop-R, you might have a hard time getting it to cast out or getting it around really tight cover like docks like we have a lot of on Lake of the Ozarks. But this spinning rod kind of helps with that a little bit and getting those lighter baits out further and being more precise when you're casting up underneath those dock cables and helping you skip those poppers up underneath walkways, especially while these bass are up and spawning like they are. This is a little bait here that'll catch you a lot of fish off of beds that other people aren't able to catch or having trouble catching, as opposed to fishing a Texas rig or a shaky head or even a wacky rig or something like that those fish can just pick up. And a lot of times they'll just try to move it off the bed. They'll grab that bait and they'll move it off the bed. This is something that they cannot go and grab and move off. If they're going to hit it, they have to come out of the water and hit. And this thing's got treble hooks on it, so there's no picking it up and moving off the bed. If they want to take this thing out and they want to remove that threat to their nest, they're going to have to come and hit this thing. And it's a bait that's been for long forgotten out of a lot of the bigger tournaments, and a lot of professional fishermen have quit using it as more and more baits and Top-Rs have come out. But this thing's still very effective and is something that is usually underutilized during the spring. So make sure whether you're fishing out on Lake of the Ozarks, Truman, any other Missouri area lakes, or somewhere else in the country, those bass are up spawning, you have a bluegill or shad population in the lake that's healthy, go and use those poppers up shallow, and you might just be surprised how many fish you'll actually catch. Tight lines out there, everybody, and remember to explore deeper. There's more out there.